Today we are reading the highest and lowest rated books on my Physical TBR. My name is Sophie if you are new here, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So quite exciting today, I have took to my Goodreads, I've put my whole Physical TBR on my want to read section, and then I have sorted them based off average rating. So I was unsure about what books would come up as the least and most, and I was shocked. It was almost two books that I probably would not have reached for in the near future if they hadn't been for this video. So we'll start with the lowest rated book, and that was Crossed by Emily McIntyre. This is the 5th book in the Never After series. So if you don't know about this series, it's like modern day, like kind of retellings, a lot of them. So they're like loosely based off Disney stories. Like the first one was Hook, so it was about Captain Hook from Peter Pan. This one, I don't know which one, and I can't tell from the synopsis kind of what it's about, so I think when we get into it we'll just read it blind, not knowing anything. I haven't looked at reviews, but the average rating for this one was a 3.73, which I feel like is still, it's quite high. Like the majority of people liked it, so maybe my TBR is just awesome. And then our highest book was actually one that I've not heard many people talk about. So this was Always on My Mind by Beth Moran. I've been intrigued to read this. I picked this up months ago. I just didn't get to it over the summer, but I feel like now it's a good time to read it, but you know, kind of like a goodbye to summer before I go into my full kind of fantasy era. And the average rating for this one was a 4.23. So if you think like a lot of people liked this, it's probably a lot of 5-star reads for some people, and I'm very excited. I've got some time now before work, so we're going to start with Cross because obviously it's the lowest rated one. We'll start there and see if there is a difference, and maybe I prefer this one to this one, who knows, because reading is so subjective and that's what I love about it. Guys, so I'm only like 76 pages in of Cross now by Emily McIntyre. I really don't like it. I don't like dark romance, and this is exactly that, and I didn't realise until I started reading it. I'm just not a fan of it, and it's like our two characters haven't even met yet because I'm not even like 100 pages in. However, our main guy character is a priest, but obviously he's sexual AF. And then our female, is it Amaya? Yeah, Amaya. She is a pole dancer, and she's like looking after her like autistic brother, who is meant to be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think it's based off that story. I'm gonna give it another 30 or so pages, and if not, I may have to DNF or soft DNF for another time when I'm feeling it, but I just don't think I ever will. I really do not like this kind of genre of writing, and that's okay because everyone has different tastes. So I'll do that now, and we'll see. If not, I will pick up the next lowest book on my TBR. Yeah, I feel so bad though because I hate feeling like this way. I haven't actually disliked a book this much ever. Excuse the bad lighting, I've just finished work. I just want to update you guys. I cannot carry on with this book. I don't know what it is, it's making me feel gross, and I don't care about the characters. I don't particularly like the writing. I think it's just the dark romance vibe of it. It's all just so one level. There's no deepness to any of their personalities. I haven't even got, well, they've kind of crossed paths now, but I couldn't care less. So I know that the next book that was the second like lowest rated was They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. So when I get home, I'll pick that up and we'll start that together because I do want to read like at least 2 books in this. It's just a big fat fail, but I'm hoping the next one will be better. Good morning. So I ended up picking up and starting They Both Die in the End last night, as you guys saw. So I'm going to update you where I'm at. I'm on page 130. So I was really enjoying it. I'm so glad that I liked this after reading Cross yesterday, because I still can't get over how much I dislike that book. But the premise of this story, if you haven't read it, is that we're following our 2 main characters, Rufus and Mateo. And in this world, there's this thing called the Death Cast. So on the day that you're about to die, you get rang at midnight and it kind of tells you in the next 24 hours you're going to die at some point, which I think is such a weird but amazing premise. Like, imagine if that was true and that happened. Would you live your life differently? So they originally don't know each other. However, in this world they also have an app which is called Last Friends. So people that get this call from Deathcast can go on there and connect with someone that's either dying that day or just someone to talk to, and they both contact each other on this app. So it's like a fate meeting, and decide to meet up and spend their last day together, because they're both in situations where they can't really spend it with their loved ones, which is very sad, and I can understand how hard that would be as well. It'd be easier to spend it with a random person that doesn't know you too well. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and I'm really loving the story. I'm not sure what genre it is. I feel like it's like YA fiction, and I've not actually read this kind of genre before, and I'm really excited. So I'm gonna get cozy for a while, read some more, and I'll update you guys on my thoughts. Something that I'm like adoring about this book is we've got Rufus and Mateo, and they're like the polar opposites on how they're kind of seeing this death day. So Mateo is very scared and timid and kind of super afraid to kind of see his end, whereas Rufus is like, come on man, we need to live today, let's face this head on. And I think it's a really nice contrast between the two boys, because they're almost going to be helping each other like grow in a way and change, and I think it's really beautiful. I wonder if this is going to make me cry or not. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm more of a happy crier in books. Like when couples get together, I'm like, oh, that's so cute, but not really a sad crier. I don't know when I last spoke to you, I can't really remember, but I've just binged it and I finished They Both Die in the End. This book is stunning. I don't even know how to like rate it. I think I have to let it sit with me for a while, because it's just one of those books that touches you in a way. It's almost like life-changing. Like you really do have to live life to the fullest, and it's the little moments that matter. One thing that I loved about this book, so we obviously switch between Rufus and Mateo's POV, but there's random POVs of people that they kind of pass throughout their day, their death day, and it just shows how much of an impact seeing someone or doing something for them like really has just such a huge effect on their day, week, life. Thoroughly enjoyed this, and I think there's a second book that Adam has written, so I think I definitely want to go and get that and also check out some more of his writing, because it really agreed with me and I really liked it. I can't believe I've just like flown through it so quickly as well, because I've had a busy day today as well, but I've managed to finish it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say apart from amazing story, great writing. I would say it was a lot of fun, but obviously it's not a lot of fun, but also it is to see two people forming a connection and doing things they normally wouldn't. It was so good. I'm gonna head to bed now, and I'll see you guys in the morning when we pick up Always on My Mind by Beth Moran. Also, why is this so lowly rated? That's what I want to know. Technically the lowest book on my TBR now, which is crazy to me, but I'll see you in the morning. Good morning everybody. So guess which book we're picking up now. Spoiler alert, it's the one that I'm holding. This is Always on My Mind by Beth Moran. So as you guys know, this was my highest rated book off my TBR, which just shocks me. It only had like 10,000 reviews compared to other books who have like 50,000. So maybe this is like really good. And I did end up starting this last night in bed because I found it on Kindle Unlimited, so I thought why not take the chance for the next like 20-30 minutes to read a little bit. I've got to like page 30 and I do understand the premise. So we're following Jessie, and it starts off with our prelogue, and it's following her at prom. She's basically in love with like her brother's best friend, and they end up sharing a kiss at this event. However, her brother has basically asked Elliot, who is our male main character, not to get involved with his sister, so they then need to figure out out a way to tell him. So they decide to split up, and as Elliot is walking away, he ends up getting hit by a car. And that's the end of the prologue. Like, it's already really good. I really am already liking the writing. And now we're following, like, 10 years later, she's kind of living this nomad life where she's here, there, everywhere, because I think this accident really screwed with her mind. I think she wanted to leave everything behind. She ends up moving back to her hometown and asks her brother if she can come and live with him. Little does she know that her brother also lives with Elliot, because Elliot owns the house and rents it out to them. So she now has to be like roommates with him. And I'm not sure how much the car crash affected him, because they keep talking about that he has a disability. He has post-it notes around like the kitchen to help him remember things. So maybe it's like a memory loss thing. So I still need to learn a little bit more about that. But overall, I like the premise of the story, like the writing, the prose, everything. It's really nice and just really sweet at the minute. I am heading off to uni now, so I just wanted to update you guys quickly this morning. My first day back. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am vlogging my day, so that should already be up by the time you see this. Yeah, I'll read throughout the day and I'll update you guys later on. Just a reading update for you guys on Always on My Mind. So I've just, on my Kindle, reached page 301, so we're 80% through now, so really nearly done with this book. Obviously, I've mentioned the premise before. I've now learned that Elliot, our male main character, he now suffers with like extreme memory loss. So he could see someone one day and forget it the next. So that hence like all those post-it notes that I kind of mentioned before. And I feel like I was enjoying this book a lot in the start. Like, it was really cute and wholesome, and like our main character is working for her family's business and she's helping run activities for elderly people. And I really like that. Like, as an aspiring occupational therapist myself, those kind of things really just tickle my heart. However, I feel like we are focusing far too much of the story on that. Like, I feel like maybe this isn't meant to be a romance, but yeah, like even in the synopsis these old people aren't mentioned, but I feel like we've spent 60-70% of the book at this place. And one thing that I do really like about it is Jessie is helping her brother and two housemates, Isaac and Elliot, to basically become better men. So she's coaching them in cooking and kind of style dressing to impress these girls that they like. Obviously, Elliot's interest is probably going to be Jessie, I assume, because he's not really interested in anyone. But yeah, obviously 80% of the book, nothing romantic has really happened, and it's just dragging a little bit for me. So I'm quite looking forward to getting it finished and to see what the ending is like. The middle portion has definitely lost me. Last night I ended up completing or finishing Always on My Mind, and I'm kind of torn. I did tear up, but I do find at the minute that I'm tearing up at like any happy moment in a book. Like, there were some cute moments towards the end. However, I think overall it was just like a simple, basic, not even like romance, because that's the thing for me. We barely even saw that much chemistry and romance. Obviously they had the history between the two characters, however we didn't get anything until like the last 10 pages, I swear. So I think I'm settling on like a 3.5 stars, because I did enjoy the aspect of the story and incorporating like the elderly people as well. However, I did say before there was too much of that, which I still do agree with that opinion. And then we had the aspect of Elliot kind of running this football team for disabled kids, which was also super sweet. That is actually what made me cry. It was really touching and emotional. But yeah, overall it was just like a mere like mid-tier book for me. And it also just goes to show that this was way lower rated on Goodreads than Always on My Mind, and I much preferred this book to this one. I think I had high hopes for this, and it just kind of let me down. It just fell flat, like from the 20% to like 80% mark. And that's kind of why I was kind of like, oh, like, are we going to get to it? It just felt really long, even though it's not really that long of a book. It's like nearly 400 pages. But yes, I hope you have enjoyed this video of me reading my lowest and highest rated book on my TBR. Obviously, I did start off with Crossed, but we're not going to talk about that book ever again. If you have enjoyed this video, please drop it a like. And if you want to see my face again, then give me a little subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.